Is the housing boom calling? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we're going to have a look at an article that is suggesting the housing boom may be cooling. Have we reached the peak? Is this going to be the end of the boom in housing in Australia? And will it, correct or move sideways? Let's see. So let's start by having a look at the current asking prices. This is capital cities, and we can see, doesn't look like it's booming very much. It's cooling very much there. All houses over $1 million, 3-bedders, 960 in all the capital cities. If we look at the regions, we can see, you look at that jump, just from October 2020 to now, 670. So from 600 and change up to 670. And same thing with 3-bedders, and units have grown a tiny bit, not much. Not much. Now, here's the thing, everyone. The government has come to the rescue. You've got to remember, what we're seeing here is the ramifications of the government intervening in the market. The precedent's been set. So if there's other economic issues, would it be foolhardy to bet against the government doing the same thing again? There's a consideration. We've got trading while insolvent provisions. So companies entering external administration are about half of where they are, so we should expect it to creep back to the normal level. That's just normal, everyone. JobKeeper, now that was just intervention in the market. Nearly 9% of the Victorians employed were supported by JobKeeper at one stage. Some businesses needed it, some didn't. I suspect it was to stop mass layoffs and to stop people flooding Centrelink. Juicing the market. They've been doing it for a while. The cash rate is 0.1%, everyone. 3% was considered an emergency. Home Builder has been insanely successful. Look at the building approvals right there. And this, they've extended the time frame very smartly. They've extended the time frame, so hopefully the overheating will be stretched out a bit. First home buyer grants up to 88 grand. 5% government loan guarantees. Negative gearing is a long-term problem. Super withdrawals. I bet you a lot of it went into house deposits, guys. I've got no issue with people having access to their own money, but you've got to understand it's going to play a role in the market. We've got reduced housing supply, councils limiting developments, you've got the mortgage holidays that stop properties flooding into the market, and you've got a general concern with just how things are going, so people are a bit apprehensive and they're saving. So let's look at this article discussing whether the boom is cooling. So, core logic, house values rise over April but cool off from their March record highs. Property data reveals prices over April have risen but are cooling off from highs set last month. Here's where they grew the most. This is written by Gerard Coburn on news.com.au. So house prices across the nation rose over April but eased back from the 32-year high. 32-year high, everyone, recorded last month. First recession we've had in 28 years, and we get a 32-year high in housing. Now, here's the issue, everyone. Housing, it makes sense to invest in it because the government is going to pull everything they can to prop it up. You've got the welfare, the childcare payments. Someone said in the comments, this is just a roundabout way of Mortgage Keeper subsidizing childcare. So families, can now have, even if they have more than one kid, can have multiple children, and you can have both people working. So it's more people able to service those mortgages. I thought Mortgage Keeper was a joke, guys. Do you think it's manifested like that? Core logic data reveals home values rose nationally by 1.8% on a month-on-month basis, slowing down from the record-breaking 2.8% hike in March. Despite a slowdown in growth, housing values were still rising at a rapid pace, CoreLogic Research Director Tim Lauder said. The slowdown in housing value appreciation is unsurprising given the rapid rate of growth seen over the past 6 months, especially in the context of subdued wages growth, he said. With housing prices rising faster than incomes, it's likely price-sensitive sectors of the market, such as first-home buyers and lower-income households, are finding it harder to save for a deposit and transactional costs. All capital cities recorded price rises, with the smaller capital cities recording double-digit annual gains. Adelaide rose 10.3% over April. Darwin climbed 15.5%. Hobart jumped 13.8%. Melbourne recorded the lowest level of house price growth at 2.2%, while Sydney prices inched 2.4% higher on a yearly basis. Oh, poor Sydney, only 2.4%. Mr. Lawless said smaller rises in Sydney and Melbourne followed the trend of more people choosing to move away from metro areas. A preference shift away from higher density housing during a global pandemic is understandable. However, a rise in flexible working arrangements also seems to be supporting greater demand for houses around the outer fringes of capital cities, he said. Relatively weak investor activity compounded by a supply overhang in some high-rise precincts is also dampening price growth in unit markets. Well, we're seeing a two-speed economy here, and I've mentioned this before. Well, a two-speed recovery, everyone, and this is the K-shaped economic recovery, a K-shaped recovery. And as we can see here, this is the idea that you've got one portion of the economy shooting up and recovering while another one staying down low. We're seeing that exacerbate and play out in the difference between housing and units. We bring up this old chart here that I've shown several times, this map. It shows the difference in unit price growth along the nicer fringe and the posher parts of the city compared to the working class investment areas. There's definitely a distinct difference between the two, everyone, and the growth that we're seeing there. So there we go. Down from a 32-year high. Have we seen the peak in housing, everyone? And is that the end of the boom? Is it cooling? What do you reckon? Now, I mean, what lessons can we take from this? The people who are trying to time the market, can you time it with housing? Is it successful? Can you risk it? I still think time in the market is better. What do you think? Is now the time to jump in and buy? What if it crashes back down? Will it always? Does it matter? Can you afford it? Or what if you borrow too much? The biggest risk, I think, is people's own risk profile and their ability to service a loan if the cash rate increases. I mean, that is, I think, the biggest concern for a lot of people. If the cash rate doubled and then so all your mortgage rates doubled or tripled, the interest you're paying, could you keep your house? That's, I think, more important than anything else you read in the media. How secure is your job? Do you have diversified income streams? What would happen if you lost your job? There you go. Because people fight to keep their houses. They do. They certainly do. And I think that's why banks prefer to invest in houses than in businesses. Let me know your thoughts on that one, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can sign up for SelfWealth or Stake for your share trading. If you fund an account with Stake, we each get one free share. You can buy merch from HeiseSays. We have pocket squares that we handmade. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Bye for now.